We're camping in Crater of Diamonds State Park. Today we're going to go dig for diamonds and we're going to visit Hot Springs National Park. There were some pretty influential people when it came to diamond digging, and Crater of Diamonds has their stories posted for everyone to read. The story I feel like stood out the most was James Archer, who visited Crater Diamonds for over 30 years. In 1987, once he retired, he visited the park every day except on Sundays to dig for diamonds. He also mentored Shelley Strawn and others.
Hey, we're at Crater of Diamonds State Park in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. And we had 2 nights here as part of our kind of summer camping trip. And so we're here with my family. And yesterday, we went and dug for diamonds.
Yes.
And we did not find anything.
No diamonds.
But we feel like we may have had an opportunity had we kind of not followed some of the instruction we got about the wet sifting. But it was fun regardless. We were out in the sun. It was a good day. Where do you want this?
Over here somewhere.
Yeah, here I got.
I'm trying to get through this now that I sort of know what I'm looking for.
Where did you go?
What was I looking for? Well, after sifting through wet mud, sand, and rocks for a few hours, I decided to take a couple of chips of stone that I found up to the rock and mineral identification desk. The nice lady there tested each piece and let me know what each one was. None of them were diamonds. But she did show me they had a display of what a diamond would look like if it were laying in the dirt right in front of you. Here's a hint. It has a little bit of a metallic look, and dirt and mud do not stick to it.
So we got to do that for, I don't know, probably a total of 5 hours.
Yeah, so if you come to Crater of Diamonds to look for diamonds, if the dirt is dry, you want to dry sift. If the dirt is wet, you want to wet sift. And I think it's more about quantity over quality of sifting. And then they do have a couple of examples right as you enter the park of what a diamond does look like in the ground. So some people were showing us white stones, but that's not exactly what a diamond looks like. It was actually quartz and carbonate and a couple other different stones. So anyway, there are some examples, and it was fun overall. Like, we had a good time. It got a little warm. They do let you go in and out if you like want to leave for lunch and that kind of stuff and come back. And currently, as far as I can tell, the hours are 8 to 4 every day.
And it's kind of nice. The camping spot was nice because we were easily within walking distance, less than half a mile.
Yep.
And there's like a path between here and the visitor center. So that was really nice.
And then tips from the pros, if you have a wagon or some way to kind of
knock over your coffee.
Tips from the pros, if you have a wagon or some way to like transport your bucket and stuff like that, that's much easier. There were people with lawn chairs, there were people with tents, just to kind of get out of the sun because it is just a big open field and there's no shade there. Which is completely opposite of the campground we're staying in. Oh, yeah. The campground is completely shaded. There is canopy everywhere. We tried to set up our Starlink and were unable to. We talked to 2 other campers who were also unable to get any kind of reception from their Starlink. So there's just not enough of an opening to allow connection.
That northern phasing, yeah. I'm sure there's some sites where you could make it work by putting your Starlink close to the road. Unfortunately, ours points basically west, southwest, somewhere in that area.
Yep.
So we weren't able to get there.
So here's a quick overview of the site. I'll show up so you can see kind of the tree cover. there's just not a lot. It's just heavily shaded, which is nice during the day.
So that's our first failure with Starlink.
Yeah.
And luckily it was over the weekend.
Right.
And we had a little bit of cell service, and the park Wi-Fi was okay. So we used that a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, the spots, just to give context to where we are, we're in spot number 45, which backs in to the playground, which is to my left, and the restrooms and showers to my right. So it's actually really nice. It gets a little loud during the day with the playground, but that's not bad. But it's nice to be that close to the restroom and shower house, because you can just kind of walk out of your trailer and be there. Our drive in was a little daunting. So it's all like county highways, and so they're narrow roads. They are twisty roads, kind of following property lines and things like that. We're heading to Hot Springs.
Yeah, so Hot Springs will just be a pass-through. We're going to do that on our way to Buffalo Point today, so we'll only spend a few hours there. But I'm pretty excited, and I think this campground it was great. It's very nice, very shaded. The Wi-Fi worked really well until at night, when everyone was kind of on their devices. Then it started idling and slowing down pretty heavily. But other than that, like, could you work here during the day? Yes. If you were doing Zoom calls all day, that'd be difficult. But other than that, I think it's a neat little spot.
It's been a good stay. So we only had 2 nights here. That was planned because we wanted to do Crater of Diamonds, and we wanted to go to Hot Springs.
Right.
But the kind of main goal of this trip is Buffalo Point, where we're going to do some kayaking, we're going to do some fishing, mountain biking, things like that. I'm going to take it easy on my arm so that I don't re-injure it, but I'm going to try to do all those things, as well as some hiking.
Next stop was Hot Springs National Park. We drove from Crater of Diamonds to Hot Springs. We were pulling our campers because this was just a stop on our way to Buffalo Point. We took the dogs out. We walked down the center of town. We toured a couple of bathhouses. Went on a short hike because we did have 5 dogs with us. And the dogs did become bark rangers. While we didn't think that the park ranger would take this seriously, I highly recommend, if you bring your dogs to a participating national park or state park, to please go through this process. It was so much fun. They took these certificates very seriously, and I can't thank the park rangers at Hot Springs National Park enough for just being so great. And particularly Kane, who swore our dogs in, for being so amazing and taking his job as well as their job as park rangers so seriously. Thank you guys. It truly made our day. We hope you enjoyed this trip to Crater of Diamonds and Hot Springs National Park. Thanks for watching.